Okay.
Mine's called the A minus.
The A minus?
Yeah.
How is the story that you created beginning?
Like, there's this kid named Jake
Can I come sit over here?
that took a test, and he got an A minus because he got like half of the questions wrong, and then some of the questions right, and then the next day after the test he got an A minus because the teacher, the science teacher, they gave them their test scores, and then he knew he was gonna get an A plus, but he didn't know. So the teacher didn't mistaken himself with another person, and Jake got the A minus, and Jake thought he got the A minus, and the other person got the A plus. Yeah.
Okay, so can I use this piece of paper?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we're making a story arc, and this is our beginning, how do you think that we can start that story? The story about A minus. Okay, that's the title of your story, right? Okay, the A minus. So why don't you start thinking about some things that you can really begin a good introduction for your story? You know?
One day at what should the school be named? I don't know. The school.
Do you have a name for your character?
Jake.
Jake? Okay.
Jake was taking a test at school.
Okay, that's a great introduction. And so we need to figure out what the first and main problem's going to be.
Okay.
Do we know what that is already?
Yeah. The next day,
What about the first day?
the first day of the test, he was taking the test, and then he was like trying his best, but he got an A plus. But the teacher was grading them, and then he got mixed up, and then so he put Jake's the test of someone else's that got an A minus into Jake's folder, and then put the A plus from Jake into the person's folder.
Okay. So how does the problem get worse? So I hear what you're saying about the tests getting mixed up, and I think that's awesome, but we need to make sure that we're creating some sort of suspense so that we can finally find a resolution.
And then Jake, when he got home from the bus, he got like his folder out and looked at the test score, and then
I love hearing your story, and I think it's going to come out great, but we need to focus on these main points so that you can make sure that when you do write the story, you have these things to go off of so that it's exactly how you want it. So let's write bullets, okay? So I'm going to give you some time to do this by yourself, but I want us to go through what this chart is and how it's going to look for your story. So we have this beginning, and you know that there's going to be Jake, and you know about the tests and how he wants to have good grades and it gets mixed up. But we have to first say the struggle that he first faces. And then
the test.
And okay, so is that the first struggle? That is it hard for him or is it easy?
It's like kind of hard.
Kind of hard? Okay, so that can be the first struggle, right? Okay, so you can say it's kind of hard. And then you want to make the problem get worse. And is that what's the next part? Is the next worst part is that he turns in the test and the teacher mixes it up?
No.
What's the most exciting part of the story going to be? Because we want to make sure that we leave that up here, because we don't want to just skip from the intro to the most exciting part, right? We want to make it suspenseful and build it up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, the teacher, he switched it, I had no idea, or something like that, you know?
And the teacher told him that he forgot them, and he forgot to check the names, and then...
Okay. Well, I think that you have a good idea, but don't forget to make sure that we're going through this chart in a way that's going to make our story suspenseful and things are getting worse, and then something really exciting about the story happens, and then you find a resolution for your character.
Yeah.
And this part is going to be when everything comes together.
It's like a roller
Smiley
coaster.
face. Like a roller coaster, okay? So
Like,
fill out
here's
these
the card
things.
first.
Take a look at the story arc that we have up there if you need a reminder of how your story needs to kind of progress.